Morning, Notergen. Good to see you, man. Um, Welcome to the live stream. And for whoever's coming in, I'll go ahead and tell you that um, basically I've got a trade here on INO. I'm going ahead and just calling a quick short on this. I don't know if this stock is going to be a huge runner today, but I did borrow 800 shares for shorting, and I figured that I would go ahead and just it just looks like good enough pre-market activity to test some of these levels down here. And it's possible we could get a break and a flush down today into the sixes. It is possible, even the fives. But I figured that with these levels, so I drew these two trend lines. Now this was the initial trend line. And I said, I'll add all the way up to here. I'm still sticking to that. But I drew this one because even though we had the spike up through it, like this has been the general trend line that has been respected. Now we're about to break that here. If this candle closes over this 5 minute candle, which is why I may look to get out if it seems like there's a super strong push, because I think it's very possible that if it closes above this candle and makes its way up here, I mean, it might just be safe to get out at least a couple hundred shares while holding on to a couple hundred shares. I've got 400 in on it right now, and then just see if it can tap and remain below this one before re-adding again for a solid move down. But really, I'm going for, I'm hoping that maybe even if it just comes and tests 8, that I can take a couple hundred shares off the table and then just see what happens at market open, see if that other couple hundred shares just tanks and drops. Now, the whole, there's still stuff going on with the coronavirus, so we have to think about that. Morning, Lars. Good to see you, man. Thanks for joining us this morning. So there's still stuff going on with that. The S&P 500 actually gapped back down today. Here's the daily chart. So, yesterday, obviously, we made that push up. And now we're coming back down and we're sitting right on the 200-day moving average. Today might be the day where we actually start retesting these 300 levels. But, if you watched my video from yesterday, my recap video, I'm kind of at this place right now where I've got to be careful today. Today, for me, is all about just being careful and not staying too committed to any one idea about the S&P 500. Some of my worst trading days were back in December of 2018 when we were forming that triple bottom. We eventually broke it, but then we recovered. We had a really good recovery on that. And but during those days, I was trying to trade stocks according to what I thought the SPY was going to do. And basically yesterday I reverted back to that. And it's a horrible habit. And by the way, I do want to possibly add at the break of 810, because if it breaks through 812, I think that'll be a bearish scenario, at least for the short term. So wait, what am I doing? So anyway, I'm trying not to come into the market today with any preconceived ideas of what's going to happen, but I still want to pay attention to the technicals. I still want to see the general direction of how the S&P 500 is moving. And I think there's a way you can do this, in a healthy manner where you still don't become overcommitted to any one certain idea. Okay, and so that's kind of my goal for today. I don't want to become overcommitted to any one certain idea, but I do want to watch it. I do want to pay attention to the S&P 500, and I will be. Now, not necessarily on every stock, because as we can see here, obviously, and these are the picks for the day. These are some of the ones that were kind of coming up on the gap scanner. And by the way, you can see we've respected this trend line. We closed below it. So this is pretty good. So if this pops back up above, I'm going to look to get out all my position to see what happens. If we make a recovery past these levels, past 832 especially, I'm going to look to recover all my position. Let me look at what's going on the 1 minute chart. Yeah, so this should continue going down. If it recovers, then I'm going to remove myself from the choppiness, and I'm just going to stay out of it until it can make up its mind and show a little bit more confirmation. But you can see I have a trade here on Tesla. I'm not revenge trading Tesla, although Tesla did rip my face off yesterday. I just took 5 shares. I'm just look. You can see here 5 shares at 719, and I think it's very possible if you look here on the daily chart. I mean, we're breaking through key levels here. I think it's very possible to get a test down to this level right here. Not only is it where this previous candle, this daily candle touched, but this daily candle touched all the way over here. So I think we could get, especially again, if the S&P, as long as S&P 500 remains weak, I think Tesla can get a retest of down to the 700s, if not breaking through. So I'm going to hold on to that. I mean, it's 5 shares, guys. It's 5 shares. I mean, this can move $10 against me, and I'm going to lose what, $50. Now, if it does move $10 against me, I may actually consider adding, because if it moves back here, but it doesn't break these levels, then I may add an extra 5 and then just get out if it actually does start breaking past these levels. And still then I won't lose any more than, 70, $80 on the trade. So to me, it's kind of worth it right now just to sit and see what happens here. Again, it's only 5 shares. But boy, I'll tell you what, if that 5 shares moves, it's going to move. It's going to move good. And it might even afford me or offer places where I can add to that size and increase it to maybe 10, 15, maybe even 20 shares. And we may end up with a good $200-$300 trade on our hands. So that's what I'm going to be watching for. Right here on MRVL, this is a heavier share float, and it's kind of one of these things where you can see it doesn't have a really solid average true range. I mean, it's not, or the average true range. This doesn't move much more than 80 cents on the day usually, maybe even less than that, 30, 40, 50 to maybe 80 cents on the day. But we had this massive run up, and it just looks like it's fading. It just looks like it's fading. It looks like we could get a slow fade back down to these levels today. Maybe not all the way. It could hold at 24, and it could continue to push up through all these moving averages. But I'm short biased on it by and large because, number one, you can see how little of volume. This is light volume. This is pushed up on very light volume, and it has to break through all these moving averages on the daily chart. And I can't see that happening. Now, could I be wrong? Yes. Again, I'm not going to be overcommitted to any one trade idea today. If this starts moving against me and pushing up through these levels, I'll get out. I'll take a $60 loss on these 100 shares. If it continues to move down and break 24, I'll add to it. I may add a couple hundred shares. So, let's see. With the general sell-off as seen in the S&P futures, tickers like Codex and Lake seem to be receiving some inflow, possible long setups. Yes. Yep. As a matter of fact, I see Codex and I see what it's doing. I got bit a little bit on Codex yesterday. I keep feeling like it's going to break these levels, and it never does. It never does. And so being a short bias trader, I personally am staying away from it. So it could slow fade today. This could just be a minimal boost in hype, but I don't know. I can't call long or short on this right now. That's why I put it way down here, because I just don't know. Interesting stock fact. I feel the vaccine price is already baked in. mRNA already sent a vaccine candidate in, and the price didn't move 2%. You're right. Absolutely. We have to think about all the pricing that's been baked in here. We really do. And so, that's a great point. That's a great point because it's something I haven't really talked about as much. It's definitely something that obviously I've been thinking, and kind of having in the back of my mind as I make some of these trades over the course of the last few days. But yeah, it's worth mentioning. It's worth mentioning. So, So let's see. I'm going to revisit some of this stuff real quick. So Tesla's holding even despite the downward momentum on the S&P 500. There's a divergence there, okay? Which I've noticed that's kind of been a thing with Tesla. There's definitely been divergence. I am feeling like this might be a good place to go ahead and add in anticipation of breaking through here. TVIX is gapping up as well. Yeah, good morning, Sagar. Yeah, TVIX is obviously anytime the SPY is making a volatile move downward, the TVIX is going to start making a move up. So, um, I'm chickening out a little here, guys. I want to add another 200 shares, but I got to admit, I'm a little, even though I didn't have a losing day yesterday, the fact that I gave back 450, almost $500 of profit still has me shaken up. The fact that I made so many rookie mistakes yesterday still has me shaken up. You guys have been there before. You know what that's like. Um, and so, yeah, I probably don't have anything to worry about, but I'm still kind of just a little nervous. I'm going to go ahead and take it. So we're in 600 at 818. If it can blow through that order at 10, oh, that's great. That's great. So we could get a move down. I probably will take 200 shares off at the break of 8. Maybe it's 796. I'll go ahead and buy back. So this stock is moving pretty well. I really want to see a continued flush down. It's retesting, but okay, this is good. It's having a hard time at 6 though. There we go. Push down through. I got an order at 200 at 96. There we go. Break through 8. May go ahead and unload 200 here. Well, there we go. All right, I'm going to unload 200 there, and I'm going to move the other 200 down to 80. Okay. Wait, where's this? That's at 90. Yeah, so I think if it breaks 90, we'll get a good flush to 80. See if we can get that flush through 90. This could be a really solid move down. Okay, there we go. Let's keep 95 on the bid. 94, there we go. Come on. It's struggling. So I'm going to go ahead and take off another 200 there. And I'm going to let the other 200 shares. I just see what they do. Let's see what they do. Got an 812 average. I want to see it break. There it goes. It broke 90. Broke 90. So I'll put another 100 shares out at 70. And I'll buy back another 100 at if it looks like it's buying it. Well, no, I'm going to hold on. I'll hold on to the rest. If it comes back past these levels here, then I'll just get out my position. But I don't want to lose. Basically, I'm going to set a stop to break even is what I'm trying to say. So, morning everyone. I'm new here. Going to listen in this morning. Flip Flop, what's up, man? Welcome to the live stream. I'm glad you're here. Thank you for joining us. Hopefully, we'll be able to bring some value to your trading strategy, and maybe you can even help bring value to the channel. Maybe you've got something to offer here, so that would be cool to know too. So here's an interesting setup that I've kind of caught. I'm gonna go ahead. Let me see here. No, I'm gonna hold here. Sorry guys. I'm gonna set an alert. So INO price alert at 806 on the ask, and then INO price alert at 780 on the bid. If it hits any of these areas, I'm going to want to come back and deal with the trade. So, all right. So where was it? Nope, this wasn't it. Yep, this is it. You can see I marked out this trend line on the daily chart, and we're butting right up against that trend line right there. This is almost an area where I'd like to go ahead and get in on a trade. And if it breaks through and closes up past this area, obviously I would want to get out. But I see a trend here on the daily. It's pushing up on semi-light volume. I mean, not completely. Let me look. Let me pull VIPS back up. I don't remember it being like the greatest news on this. It's a pretty high share float. Earnings easily beat Q4 views. Okay, so that had an earnings beat. But again, we are pretty overextended. This is light volume on a 400 million share float, almost 500 million share float, according to FinViz anyway. So I think what I'd be willing to do. Where's the top here? The top here is at 1497. INO 780. Got to revisit that real quick. Hold on. Okay, so we're continuing to get a run down there. That's good. Guys, I may just let this go. And see what it does. If it can break through 780. INO has so many levels of past support from yesterday. 770, 780, and even as of right now, 790. Yeah, you're absolutely right. There's a lot of levels for it to break through. But again, knowing and understanding, even just what Notergen's Adventure said earlier about price being baked in to a lot of this stuff. I mean, I can see this easily rolling over. Now, is it going to roll over today? I don't know. And again, just like yesterday, I don't want to become overcommitted to a trade idea here. But it really does. We're standing at a greater potential right now. And I would even say if coronavirus fears continue to subside, if the news on it is, continues, if they continue to push out more positive reports, and even if the S&P 500 starts making a bit of more of a recovery today, I think we could easily see this finally breaking these levels. But you know what? In the meantime, I'm just going to stick with the charts. I mean, I can't. One thing about us being traders, I mean, yes, it's good to know the fundamentals, but when capitalizing on the quick intraday volatility, a lot of times we just need to pay attention to the charts. I mean, we have an idea of what this could do today based on the fundamentals. But again, just like yesterday, I need to keep reiterating this point. Like I am not going to stay committed to any one trade idea, but those are definitely great points, Flip Flop. It's definitely good to know and understand where those levels of support are. And so we're going to keep an eye on that. And right now, my biggest concern is that it does not break these trends. Now, as we get closer to the market open, I may even pull my shares off the table just to avoid any kind of whippy, volatile action. And then see where it starts playing out from there. But I am going to leave those trend levels up. VIPS is seeming to hold right there. I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and just go short, maybe just a couple hundred shares. And if it starts moving against me, if it starts breaking up through here, then I'll come out. But I can see this making a push down again. It wouldn't be a major push down. It is a very heavy it's almost a 500 share float stock. So I don't know. Oh, wait a second. This is starting to break. Okay, this is good. Sorry, hold on. Remember we talked about if if MRVL breaks 24. So I think I'm going to go ahead and add here. I think I'm going to go ahead and add back to this. So we've now got 200 at a 24.10 average. And I would probably look to get out, especially if we don't see some resolution to the downside during pre-market. If we don't really push down through all this, this is the 15-minute chart, by the way. If we don't really start pushing down through all this and we start whipping back, I think I would take it. I'd take a 10. I'm risking roughly 10 to 15 cents on it right now. I think I would take it over maybe the break of 24.25. So 24.26 is where I would put the stop in on that. Let's see. So as a matter of fact, I will go ahead and just in case I forget to do that. So 24.26. And I mean, it might be one of those things. Obviously, we know it can get volatile when the market opens. I mean, it might be one of those things where it pushes up, gets me out, and then resolves. I mean, I'll try to catch it at the time if I can. But yeah, I'll put in a buy stop of 200 shares there. And I want to be notified if this hits. Let me look at the 1 minute chart. 2403. Because I will add again on MRVL. This is one that might move slower, so I might want to size up a little bit more on it. It'd be good to get 300 to 400 shares. I'd be fine with. And it looks like it's whipping back right now. So let's see. Price. Okay, 24. I'll set it to 24.05 on the bid. Add and MRVL. I will set to 24.25 on the ask. So just alert me if it gets there. This may be a good time to add, but I don't like that. I don't like how it gapped up like that on the 1 minute. But it could be getting a rejection. I don't know. I mean, yeah, I may end up having to just get out of this. Stop orders do not work in pre-market, so I'll just have to buy it back. As a matter of fact, here's what I'm going to do. I'm actually going to go ahead and size in because this could just be, I mean, we technically broke through this. So I don't know. I guess it could be a short squeeze. We could be just having like a temporary short squeeze here, but I'm going to go ahead and add another. So I got 300 shares at 24.13. And yeah, if it taps 25.26, I'll probably want to get out. Now again, stop orders don't work in pre-market, which is why I set the alerts to alert me if these end up tapping, if it ends up tapping up at 24.25, and I'll just come in here and just get out wherever I can. Let's see here. So yeah, let's look at VIPS. So okay, VIPS is officially broken over this trend line, but doesn't mean it can hold over this trend line on the daily. May get a strong rejection. So I may actually watch this one, kind of just keep this one on watch right out the gates. I'll set my alerts and I'll set stops on all these other ones here, but I think that it would be worth watching this one because again, if it gets, where is it? Charting here is ridiculous. If it starts pushing back and having a major sell-off, I think I could get in for a quick scalp on that. Maybe 400 shares and, you know, just peace out a little. Maybe just make $100 off of this one. So I may watch that one out the gates. Okay, so all right, guys, and I'm going to take a quick break. I'll be back here in a sec. Okay, guys, I'm back. Sauger, what's BRB? What is BRB? Okay. So yeah, I'm definitely going to want to get out. I'll even say at the break of 24, 23. I guess it could tap the 20 on the 5. Be right back. Oh, okay. Are you longing INO at the moment? No. No. But there goes Marvel. Marvel Technology Group just completely bought up without me there, so I'm going to need to try to get out. I'm going to see if it's going to snap back real quick. I don't like that action, so I'm going to go ahead and put in an order here to buy. I'll buy it at 30. See if we can get a fill on that. Reduce the risk. No, I am short on INO right now. I am short on INO. Waiting patiently for a pullback here. I may just have to take it at 45 if it looks like they're loading up on the really want to be patient with this. This one whipped up. Market's about to open. I do not want to get caught in any kind of a massive short squeeze on 300 shares. So we got 30 seconds to the bell, and I may just have to take it. May just have to take it. There we go. Push it down. Okay. Oops. I'm going to exit my position there. Wait a minute. Okay, exit my position there. I need to get on INO. See what happens with this. So yeah, I am short right now. But if this has a run up, I'm going to go ahead and get out. If it starts running down, I'm going to ride the momentum as long as I can. So okay, I'm getting out on INO right there. So Tesla's making a good move up. INO might be making a good move down. So I may get back in. Okay, looks like it's running down. Let's see if we can continue to push. If we don't, I'll reduce my share size by half if it looks like it's pushing back up over 8. Really want to give this time to work out. There we go. There we go. Okay. Want to see it push through. See what we can do here, guys. Push through 80. I might consider adding. Oof. Okay, there we go. Well, I'm going to leave it alone for now. This could whip back. Okay, I'm going to take off half. I'll consider adding it at the break of 70. If I see any selling on 70, I will add again. Okay, I'm going to get in it with the anticipation of the break of 70. If it comes back on me, I'll get out. Comes up to 90, I'll get out. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and get out. See what happens here. See if it holds VWAP. VIPS is broken out. That's the short squeeze I didn't want to get caught in. Let's look an INO on the 1 minute. See what's happening here. See if it breaks VWAP. Chance that it might not. Okay, let's see. I'll go ahead and get back in on 80. And we'll see if we can get the breakdown past 70. If it pops up at 90, I'll take it. 200 at 91. Stop buy. I'll let that kind of work on its own. If it gets me out, it gets me out. And if it busts down past 70, I'll get in with another. Take it at 71, stop sell. 200 at 71. Then we'll have a 400 average at 75, I believe, 76. We may get the ad right here. We should get the ad right here if it starts pushing. We want to see a break through 60. Yeah. There we go. We got the ad. 400 at 75, breaking down through 60. Okay. I'm going to break down through 60. Let's break through 60. Here we go. There we go. That could be a strong break right there. There we go. There we go. Oh, couldn't hold it. I'm going to come out a quarter of my position there. Let's see if we can break through 60. See if we can get a lot of selling on 60 again. There we go. Guys, it's holding 60. Going to come out another quarter of my position. And let's see. We got 225 shares left. We definitely want to see a clean break, and then a clean break below 730. See if we can get below 730. Might even add it, the break of 750. I want to see it actually break through 750 though, so I might not get the ad down into the 40s. If it comes above 70, I'll get out and restart my position. Just don't want to play with it at this moment. I can always add back. Tesla has obviously moved $10 against me already. It's okay. So I'm going to put a buy stop in at, well, okay. I'm going to get out of that. Let it pull back. Let's look and see what's happening with Tesla. So Tesla's breaking through these levels. I could add another 5 here. I might go ahead and do that. Or, let me just see. Okay, I'm going to add another 5. So we got it 726. Another 5. I think if it comes above these levels up here, do I want to wait for a $200? I mean, I guess I wouldn't mind going for that just to see how it plays out. by volume looks like it's weakening a little, but we'll see. We'll see. I'm going to come back over to INO. INO is continuing to make a move down. So I'm going to go ahead and get in at the anticipation of the break of 50. It's looking weak. We had it at 54. I may get it again at the break of 50. If we look like we're not going to hold it and come back, I'll go ahead and get out half and consider adding another 100 shares back to it. It's having a hard time, but it's a 90 million share float. It's going to move a little slower, so I just want to give it time to work out. See what's happening on the 1 minute. It's pushing through, but then coming back up, and then pushing through and coming back up. So I don't know. It might be finding some support here. I mean, the 760 areas seem to be really strong, and the bulls are definitely wanting to take control of this. They're wanting to maintain this area, especially at 734. I mean, we could get a really solid move down. Like I said, if today's the day that it's going to break, we could get a really solid move down. Okay, it's making a push. See where we're at on the 5 minutes, see how significant this is. I would still consider adding. Okay, it's making a good push up. Question is are we going to get a VWAP rejection? INO can make moves like this, so can't underestimate it. Yeah, you're right. It's definitely whippy. I really want to see a VWAP rejection here. I think if it comes above VWAP, I'll just get out, just to see what happens with it after that. But we'll see. We'll see if we need to get out. I want to see a sell-off here, though. Really would like to see a good sell-off on INO. Okay, and I am going to go ahead and get out. Okay, so $23 down on the day so far, guys. This could be the rejection right here. I may consider getting back in. I want to see it close underneath that VWAP. Broke over on the 1 minute, but let's see if it can at least close on the 2 minute. And the 5 minute, of course, is going to be the most telling. But INO, you know, just like Flip Flop says, it's whippy. What's up, Truth Stand? All right, man. We'll see you later on. Tesla is obviously starting to make the move down. Okay, good deal right there. Good deal right there. Can we hold below on the 2 minute? We'll consider adding back in. We can hold below on the 2 minute. We got 10 seconds to figure it out. Okay, it's pushing up on the 2 minute. This closes on the 2 minute. Okay, so it's pushing up again. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to remove this trend line because this doesn't really matter to me right now. I think I'll even remove this one. And let's see in the short term what the potential is here. See if it even comes up and retests that. I will consider adding at that point. And we still haven't maintained above VWAP on the 5 minutes. So that's another thing to consider as well. Marvel. Okay. could not make a higher high over pre-market. So this could be telling. I'm going to go ahead and take 200 shares short on Marvel, and we're going to let this play out for a little bit. That's on the 2-minute. Just going to let it play out. Looks like a good potential short. Okay. So I will consider adding here, because we're at the 9 EMA on the 5-minute. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and add in there. See if we can get a rejection, see if it rejects this trend line. And I will probably want to get out if it comes over, where did I get that? 91, so 810. I'll give it room to pop over the VWAP. I'll give it room to, or over the trend line. I'll give it room to pop up there. So stop buy. There we go. Is this just a fake pop here? We'll find out. Find out in a minute. Or is this going to create a massive run up? Might even add if it looks like, I mean, it's either going to bust up through all this or it's going to get rejected. Okay, and we're out. All right, so down 65 on the day. It's all right. You guys who have been in here long enough, you know we've been down as much as 600 on the day, and we've come back from that and made 500 bucks. So not even stressing it right now. Marvel still looks weak. I'll consider adding here actually. So I've got 400 at 24.75. We're sitting right up here at the 200-day moving average, which is at 24.96. If you look here on the 2 minutes, it almost looks like it could be forming like a head and shoulder pattern. So if it comes back down and if it breaks the neckline roughly around 24.60, 24.50, then that could be good. Otherwise, we'll just have to get out on this one. So several trade ideas this morning. Part of my strategy, a big part of my strategy, guys, is, reducing share size, not taking too many losses. I mean, if I end up being being wrong like this many times on a stock, then I just, I don't want to even keep trading. I mean, I can take a day where I'm down, $200 or whatever. So I'm going to unload half my shares there. Let's just see if this can maintain. So we got a 200 at a 24.83 average. But if this continues pushing, then we're just gonna get out. Let's see. If we're able to maintain somewhat of a head and shoulders pattern. Want to be patient with it, guys. This definitely has rollover potential at these levels, but it also has breakout potential. And so obviously, if it breaks out, then we just want to get out. There's no need to stay in it if it's looking like it's going to break out. And so I don't even know if I would wait for the full breakout. I think if it starts running up past 25.10, I'll probably go ahead and just get out the rest. But if it has trouble at that level, then, I may consider jumping back in. So this could be the rollover. SPY looks like it's holding VWAP, by the way. Appreciate it, Truth Stand, and thank you, Flip Flop. Yeah, I'm glad you guys are enjoying this. especially on days like this, right? You get to enjoy watching somebody lose money. So that's always fun, right? That's always fun. Hopefully we'll turn it around. Hopefully we'll get some good moves here. Let me look at Tesla again, see if Tesla looks like it's forming the same thing. Like it was trying to push above these levels, couldn't quite do it. So I think if Tesla comes over 736, I'll probably get out. I've got 10 shares on it, so it'd be $100 loss, but 36. Let's see. 735. Really, yeah, I had to take it at 735. So stop buy there. Hopefully this will work out in our favor. Let's see if this holds. Let's see where are we at on the 5-minute. Okay, so if we come down, yeah, this I told you guys, like, Marvel is going to have a hard time breaking through all these moving averages. Doesn't mean that it can't break through all the moving averages. It most certainly can. I will consider adding 2, by the way. If it cannot break up through these levels, it's having a hard time. So I'm going to go ahead and go short again. So I got a 400 average at 24.91, and obviously if it comes over 25.10, I want to get out. So 25.10, that'll be my stop. Even 11, we'll let it tap 10. Just because it'll do that sometimes. It'll tap 10 and then it'll come back down. But if it breaks through, I definitely want to get out. So Tesla looks like it might be resolving. It'd be great to see Tesla break through some of these levels. I mean, a push all the way down below 700 would be phenomenal, and we could definitely make back what we lost today. And on top of that, we could look at INO. I wonder if that touched that trend line. This is where, see, if I should have left that trend line up, not really. It didn't really. It kind of did. I don't know if you guys remember earlier, we kind of drew a trend line through this trend line. I think it was more down here though. So, let's look at VIPS. VIPS is definitely broken out from that trend line on the daily, so kind of want to stay away from that. I'm out of this one. APT, Codex. Codex made a tiny little push, but nothing major. TVIX. Oh yeah, TVIX might be a good solid trade here in a minute. mRNA looks like it's about to break through some key levels. This might actually be worth jumping on. Let's see here. Yeah, there's a very key level here, roughly at 2680, and you can see here on the daily chart, this could definitely make a good move. So 2683. mRNA is tricky though. It's a super tricky stock. Marvel is resolving. I may want to go ahead and take off some profits just in case it doesn't get all the way through these levels. So I may want to go ahead and come out maybe a quarter of my position there, get back a little bit of money on the day. We got 300 shares left, so there we go. This is good. That's a good solid break. So, but it does kind of look like it's holding a little bit of support there. So let me just see. See if we can break 60. No? Is it going to hold support? Going to bust down? There we go. There we go. We're down in the 50s. I'll remove another quarter of my position. We got 225 shares left on that. Gradually reducing the losses on the day. Tesla looks like it could be resolved. And now if MRVL comes up, I will look to re-add. You can see it's basically triple top. And like I said, you could see this is a head and shoulder. Kind of broke the neckline. We may get a retest, but I don't know. Of course, then again, it could be one of those really whippy, choppy stocks. Okay, so this, I mean, you know how choppy it's been here lately, guys. So God knows this could come all all the way back up here. My luck, you know what I'm saying? Like it would be just the thing to get stuck in some choppiness. But provided that it actually begins, respecting the levels and moving according to the trade idea, this actually could be a good place to add. So I will consider adding. We've got 225 at a 24.98 average. So I'll go ahead and do 100 at a time. So now we're in at 325 with a 24.89 average. It can come all the way up to 80. And if it holds here, and if it does not break VWAP, I will consider adding again. If it breaks VWAP, I'll get out because I don't want to take a loss. There's no need to take a loss on it. So, and now when I say if it breaks VWAP, I will give it time to break, but then, be held below, because we can always get a VWAP break, but if it doesn't close above VWAP, then that's a completely different story. And here, if we come back down and break the neckline, if we break this low at 24.56, I'll add in another 100 at that point. Tesla seems like it's working out. INO still kind of looking like it's not making up its mind. Just going to stay off of that for now. VIPS, I mean, I don't know. I don't trust it. This trend line, it means a lot. Trend lines mean a lot on the daily. This could just be a massive sell-off down to the trend line and then a pop back up. So I'm probably gonna leave that one alone for now. MRVL, again, we're gonna look for a break. If I see it touching at 24.28 or 24.58, I may go ahead and put in the other 100 shares, just in anticipation of the break. It'll only bring our average down to probably 24.70 something. So we'll still have plenty of room to give it time to breathe, give it time for a pullback. And by the way, those of you who are commenting in the chat, I have not even looked at the chat for the last 10 minutes. So if you're asking questions, I'm not ignoring you. Just give me a minute because I'm trying to pull out of the hole here. We'll see what we can do. Like I said, I definitely would like to see some confirmation. TVIX, by the way, is probably good for a long opportunity right now. The SPY's pulling, but you might want to wait for a minor pullback. SPY did break through VWAP, and it's sitting right on that 200-day moving average. So you just want to be careful. If you're looking to take any kind of a long position on the TVIX. SPY is continuing to break down though. So let's see. Here we go. 60. There we go. I'm getting in another 100 shares. We got 425 shares at a 24.82 average. So this should come down. We should get even a test of 40, and I would go ahead and take probably, we'll say 125 shares off at 40. Let's see here. 45. Yeah, 40. Maybe 41. Maybe 42. Just because we're on, 82, 42. So need to change that. We want to see a continued flush down. Please don't be whippy. So we'll put out that order there. And you know what? If this ends up coming, let's see, 425. Let's look at the 5-minute here. At 70. We got an 82 average. So if this breaks back up over 70, I'm going to take it. 71. Stop. Buy at 71. So I can always re-enter the position. Right now it's about mitigating risk. So you have to constantly reevaluate your risk tolerance, constantly reevaluate where you want to set your parameters. I don't completely trust Tesla, by the way. I mean, this is a great area of support for it to break. As long as the SPY continues moving down, I think it's good. But we also want to be mindful that it could be forming a trend here. Like this might actually be a good place to maybe get out some shares. I would love to let the 10 shares ride as long as possible, but let's see if we can break trend line and hold below and then start pushing through these levels, I'll leave my 10 shares on. If this looks like it's going to pop back, I'm going to go ahead and take 5 of those shares off. I did add again back up in this area. Let's see, studies, trading, show executions. I added all the way up here. I added all the way up there. So I went in first here. You can see the little red dot. I went short here, then I went short here. By the way, for those of you who are new to the channel, if you can't tell, I am extremely short biased. Everything is a short to me. Everything looks like it could it could drop. I'm a grizzly bear. So I love to short. I love to short. But what we want to see right now, again, is a break below this trend line and a hold below that trend line, a close below and a hold below on the 5-minute. That would be a good bearish signal. Not saying it will be bearish, but it would be a very good bearish signal. And right now, I don't like what's happening. So I really want to see a flush down. Really want to see a flush down. If we started seeing it pop up, I'm going to go ahead and remove half of my shares. Maybe just take $10 or whatever, or come out break even on the first set, and then see where the other 5 shares moves from there. But the SPY is continuing to pull, and it's working towards breaking low of day. So let me get back here. We've got roughly a minute left on the 5-minute. So, okay. This could be a quick fake out. There is a divergence here between Tesla and the SPY, but it is, you can see that it's respecting the trend line. But we really want to see on this last minute of this 5-minute candle, we want to see this. We really want to see it break trend line. We want to see it flush. And I feel like if SPY continues to pull, we may get that opportunity. Okay, and this is not going where we want it to go. So let me see. I did say I would get out. I have not been faithful to that. Okay, Marvel just got out Marvel, so we're down 51 on the day. You know what, guys, where the SPY is right now, where the S&P 500 is right now, I know I said I was going to get out, but, and it is respecting this trend line. But I'll tell you what, if SPY breaks low of days, that's going to affect all of this. That's going to affect all of this. And this trend line will most certainly get broken. It's even coming back through VWAP. This is choppy. This is choppy. A lot of things right now, especially stocks like Tesla, Roku probably, AMD, they're dependent on their overall momentum, their overall direction for the day, is dependent on the price action of the SPY. And that SPY is really sitting comfortably right on top of that 200-day moving average. So I don't know. I don't want to stay too committed. I think I'll go ahead and let's see here. Guys, this is just one of those moments. This is one of those moments in the life of a trader. If this was midday action, I should certainly get out. But we're still in the initial morning volatility. I mean, we're past the first half hour. Things are starting to die down, but directions, the momentum or the direction of a stock can still change at this point. I mean, we could essentially be looking at a whole nother trend line here that's getting rejected, and there could be a breakdown. So I'm not going to be too quick. I thought I should remove five of the shares, but again, I'm watching SPY. Obviously, if this comes out here, it would be good for me to get out. But this trend line gets broken, and we get that drop from 700 down. This becomes the day maker here. This becomes the winner. Okay, so I'm going to commit to sitting through the choppiness. Worst case scenario, guys, today I'll end the day down, $100, maybe 150 after commissions and fees and shares that I borrowed for shorting and all that. I mean, so I'm going to let it play for a minute here. I'm going to let it play. I've got my stop set at $35, or $7.35, excuse me. Really, at this point, I had to set it for 731 because if it breaks that wedge, although let's see here, maybe I'll set it for 733. The break of that high, that'll give it a chance to break the wedge, but still close below it. So 10 shares, that's where I'm going to set my stop. And if I have to take the loss, I'll take the loss. I don't want to, but all right. So you should check out his Trader's Mind videos as well. Shares a lot of information in his streams and videos. Thanks, Notergen. I appreciate that. It's great. It's a great low capital investment, high output strategy. It's a good growth path. Absolutely. Absolutely. Now, obviously, days like this, it doesn't look like such a good growth path. Days like this, it's like, man, what's this guy doing? But yeah, if you track over a several day period, you'll see, you'll see that the overall trend of our trades here puts us up over the on the week generally. I try to end the week. I feel like, for me personally, at least right now, I mean, I still consider myself in a very critical account building process. I mean, I definitely have a good account. I've got a good cushion, but I want to be able to come in here and do a little bit more, and maybe even expand my risk a little bit more. Of course, I'm looking down the road. This is talk of the future here. I mean, that's where I'd ultimately like to go. So, but as it stands right now, like, I feel like if I can make, 1,000, 1,500 a week, I mean, that's good for me. That's good for me personally right now. I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that. And I think it's a good goal to achieve, and it can totally be accomplished. And I mean, you saw last week we ended the week almost, I mean, we had a red day on Friday. I think it was the only red day. I mean, we were down 250 something, probably 300 after commissions, but we still ended the week up almost $2,000. And right now, we've had two really solid green days. We had a $700 some dollar day on Monday. We had a $630 some dollar day on Tuesday. We had a break even day yesterday. And so, I mean, we're up 1,300 on the week. So even today, I feel like my goal is met. I could take a $300 loss today and I'd be fine. So it really is a strategy that you can use as long as you're disciplined and as long as you stay committed to trading your strategy and to sticking to your rules and letting your winners run and stopping your cutting your losers short. You can see today how many losers I had to cut. I mean, I was down 150 some or 160, whatever at one point. I mean, I hated doing it. You don't like to do it. It doesn't feel good to admit you're wrong and to say, dadgummit, I got to get out of this trade now, but I mean, you do what you got to do, and when you do it that way, you can see that, I mean, even today, if we end, down $150, $200, well, tomorrow could come in and be easily just another $700 day. Then we make up for it all, and then we'll still end the week up almost $2,000. So, it's doable. It's doable. But I'll tell you what, discipline, mental discipline, emotional control really is. I mean, it really is a huge part of it. It really, really is. So let's see. At least you're not down 9K in the first 18 minutes. Oh my goodness. And brother, let me tell you, I have been there. Well, I don't know if I've ever lost 9K, but I've definitely been down some kind of K within the first within the first 18 minutes. I've definitely had, some pretty bad losses, man, within, so yeah, it's I don't know. Real quick, I am noticing something here on INO. I am noticing, but boy, I'll tell you what, it's volatile. This might be good for a quick short. The risk would be roughly 20 cents. I think it'd be worth it for a quick shorting scalp, maybe to retest these levels down here. Let me look at it on the 1 minute. Okay, it's holding that. So yeah, if it broke down, and then if it pulled back past 51, so really I could do this with risking 10 cents, I think. There's not much buying right now on that. It's pretty weak. Okay, I'll take it. I'll take a quick 400 and see if we can get a move down. Just a really quick scalping move here. It starts pushing back. Of course, I'll, consider getting out. There we go. Let's break 40. If we can break 40, that'll be good. If we can break 40, jump down to the 20s real quick. But if it starts buying up towards the 50s, I'll get out. There we go. Okay, there we go. Here, I'll take off 200 there. See what the other 200 do. Again, this is just quick scalp trade. It held. It broke down, but it held. There we go. It's holding. If it rushes back up through 40, I'm gonna get out. Yeah, okay. All right, I'll just take it off for there. Okay, so we made a little bit of profit back there. Probably about 30 bucks. Like I said, just a quick scalp. I need to take those executions off. Those confuse me. They get in the way, those little bubbles there. So now, note again, this may be, you would look at this as a good longing opportunity, although that's a pretty heavy sell-off. There's probably got to be a little bit of fear up here right now for people who were buying all the way up here and then they suffered that sell-off. And of course, everybody's looking at the fact that they're meeting a previous area of resistance. So might be another good place to start adding for a scalp. Let's see. See if it pushes up. There we go. But if it's on low sell volume, I don't know. I might be. Yeah, it looks weak. It looks weak. I'll take it. I'll take 200 there. I'll take 200 there. Obviously, if it pokes up through 60, I may consider. But there's fear from this drop. I know that much. I know that much. They'll be hesitant to push this stock up. But if it hits 60, I'll get out. So quick little scalp. Come on, push it back down. There you go. Don't be scared. Don't be scared. Go ahead. You can do it. I'm an idiot. I know. I love. I'm gonna reduce it to 100 shares right there, just in case this whips back up here. But if it doesn't, we can get a good 30-cent move on that 100 shares, I think. So yeah, because right now we're looking at a potential one of these. So obviously, if it breaks down, Tesla might be about to get me out, by the way. We'll see. It's 1 minute, 5 minute. Get a good, quick scalp down. Might even add two. Okay, it's running up. If it hits 60, I'm out. Okay, pushed up past that line. Do not like that, but it's just weak buy volume. So I may add, give it one more shot to try to make 60. It's just not doing it. I'm going to add. So we got 300 at 51. I want to see a flush. I want to see a good solid flush down. Take the first 100 at 36. Man. Okay. I'm going to have to get off here. Comes up to 60, I'll take it. I'll at least take half and then see what happens to the rest. Okay, I'm taking half. Is it gonna break out past the resistance? It's having a hard time. It's having a hard time. There we go. Did break the trend line, but could be double topping. We could still see a significant move down, but I'm going to be ready. Obviously, if it breaks past 67, I'll have to get the rest out. Okay, and out on Tesla. Okay, got to get out there. Okay, down 152. This is just this is a back and forth type of day. So I think Notigan's Adventures, I was going to tell you this actually might make a good long, and there you go. I'm going to get rid of this. I'm going to get rid of this. So, okay, well, Marvel's working its way back up. Let's see. This might be a good fit for a trade, yeah. This looks like a bull flag. This looks like a bull flag. The breakout would be 25. So if it broke out of that trend and hit 25, I'll take another stab at this because this could hold. Let's see. Let's give it a second here. Okay, it's breaking through the trend line. See, is this going to make a bull flag move? Break to the upside. Did not hold it. Let me look at the 2 minute, the 1 minute. I'm not completely sold that that's going to break down. I think it's worth a stab. So I'll get in 200 there, and obviously if it breaks over 25, I'll get out. 25.01, stop by there. Let's move on. So INO, where's the INO is working on. So here's the thing with INO, there's no clear levels, and I've been bit by it enough times now to where it's just kind of like, you know what, I'm gonna leave you alone, INO. So let's see. Okay, Marvel out down 168 on that. Such is the life of a short bias trader. So let's look here, here, anything. TVIX may present an opportunity. What did I tell you about mRNA? Very, very whippy. Roku, Tesla. Tesla broke out of the wedge. Okay. Well, we stuck to our loss on that. All right. So, guys, it just might be one of those days. I'm going to check the scanners here in a second. I'll see if anything else is popping up. I may revisit one of these. Let's see. I would scalp on break, but be mindful of a possible breakdown. Doesn't look stable. Yeah. Break of high. Yep. Talking sweet to the chart. I know. Yeah, I was talking sweet to the charts. Yeah. Let's see. I know. Looks like it might go higher. Yeah. Yeah. So here's the thing, guys. It's it's just one of those days. It's one of those days. Sometimes when you come in the market, your trade ideas don't work. They just don't work. And that's okay. I mean, it's, we want to come in here every day and make money, but like I said, the important thing is you stop, you set your risk parameters, you decide on how much you want to lose. And you do the best that you can. You do the best that you can. Like I said, tomorrow's another day. I could come in here tomorrow to be a $500, $600, $700 day, maybe even an $800 day. I've been having several of those lately, so, or several days within that price range there. So, I may look to take one more, but I'm probably going to call it a day here in a little bit. I may allow myself up to $200 loss on the day. I mean, like I said, I've just got to look. I've got to look and see what I want to do here. S&P 500 looks like it's making recovery. It did gap down this morning, so I think it's gonna race up to test levels. And now INO is kind of reacting to how I thought it was going to react down here. Like I said, you have that major flush down, and then it's teetering around. You would think that people would be a little bit afraid to, put back in on it. But then runs up here, you have that major flush down again, and then here you go. You see, people are afraid of it, so it's flushing down again. Now it may pop back up, but no. See, that's the kind of thing I'm looking for over here. And it just didn't happen. I did get a little scalp off of it, but it was, it wasn't nothing to brag about. Nothing to write home about. But this might be good scalping territory, actually. 5 minute. May take another stab on it. Let it come up and test these areas and see. It's what you call fishing for the trade. I might miss the move, yes, but I'd rather it test up here in the 80s than to try to go short right there, and then it ends up popping up to the 80s, and I got to get out with another $80 loss. If I take 400 shares or whatever, it probably wouldn't be quite an $80 loss, but it's a straight bull day. Yep. Looks like a pullback. Okay. All right, Notre again. You might be onto something. You might be onto something. It's a bull day. Could be going for highs. Okay. I may take you up on that. You're long biased on it still. Yeah, well, that's good. Obviously, if I had been long biased on it, I would have capitalized on the break instead of losing on the break. Yep, bulls are pushing it up. I mean, that is for sure. I guess we could be going to test those levels. Okay. This might be worth testing along. And don't feel bad if it runs against me. Won't be your fault. Sauger says he's done for the day. 57 on trade, 65 in commissions. Yeah. What are you using, Sauger, to make such high commissions? Notergen says, but that's your strategy. I mean, with that 1 minute pattern, it's hard to see, but the 5 minute looked like it was a pullback. Yeah. Yeah. I try to watch, I really do try to mostly watch the 5 minute charts, but um, I think the 1 minute, the whenever you're scalping anyway, it always seems to be that the shorter minute time frames seem to work better. Now, when I'm looking out for a trade idea to go a long way, like if I'm looking to take 200 shares on something and I want to know that it can move at least $1, I want to try to make a couple $100 off of that. Yeah, I'm looking at the longer time frames, which is the basis for most of my strategy. I'm looking at the 15 minutes. Sometimes I'll even look at the 30 or the 60, and I want to see what it's basically doing. But yeah, for capitalizing on quick intraday volatility, very oftentimes, yes. Especially again if you're scalping or you're looking to get in real quick and then take some of your position off real quick. I do find that checking out what's happening on the 1 minute and the 2 minute charts can be fairly effective. Not always, but that's why you'll see me switching around from time to time. Those different time frames. But volume is, you always want to get a good read on volume. You always want to get a good read on volume. And right now, the sell-off volume is, it's kind of low. Even here on the 1 minute, this is mostly buy volume all in here. There's a little sell-off here, little sell-off here, little sell-off here. But we just had a tiny little bit of selling off here. So that's not always a solid indicator, but it can tell you what the main sentiment is. Now you could have somebody in here who bought pretty big share size up here who just decides to dump, and obviously volume's not going to tell you whether or not that's going to happen. He said, "Oh God, if you lose money on that long, I'm going to feel terrible." Don't no, that's I didn't go long. I didn't do anything yet, so we're good. Low sell volume on an upward move typically is strength in the upward move unless it starts building. That's right. That's right. Yeah. So you're basically we're saying the same thing there. But then again, somebody could be watching this and just being like, "Man, forget about it. I'm going to dump all my shares," and it just comes down here, to the bottom. So. Um, but I don't know if it holds this, I mean, it might be worth the long. See, look at that. Look at that quick snap back up. Look at that quick snap back up. And it's kind of making a higher low. It's made a higher low now. So, yeah, why not? Why not take a... I could take a small position. Let's see. Actually, excuse me. I need to look at the 5-minute real quick. All right, it is showing weakness. Sell volume's picking back up on the 2-minute. Might be able to get in a quick scalp at the break of 60. If I see selling on 63, that might be a good indicator. But boy, I'll tell you what, it snaps right back up. Snaps right back up. Now, I don't know if that's short sellers just getting out of their position real quick. If it continues to push down, like I said, past 63, I think that might constitute, let's see here, $56 is, I'd have to really, I'd have to sit on it for a minute. Okay, is it gonna, okay, I'm gonna get in with the anticipation of the break of 63. I didn't do it. Okay, I'm gonna get out half. See where this goes. If it breaks up past 75, I've got to get out. Pretty sure it's 75. Otherwise, we may get a good move to the downside. Enough to scalp a little here. It's tightening, that's for sure. Okay, got to get out. All right. 208. But the question is can it maintain? I mean, it could be topping out. It could be. I'd still want to take a shot if it went below 63. My fault, where I was kind of at fault on that last trade, is I really didn't wait for it to get to 63. I got it at like 67, I think, or 66 in the anticipation of the break. Yeah, 66, 866 down here. Yeah, you're right, Notre Dame. So it's, yeah. Yeah, it's continuing to move in an uptrend. Looks like anyway. Yeah, that guy better keep his finger off the button. All right, come on. Let's see. And this is the thing, you got a red doji on the 15 minute. Shows great indecision. It's really having a hard time pushing up. It's in a pretty solid period of consolidation. It could break pretty heavily to the downside. But yeah, it's in an uptrend. So best to leave it alone. Although watch this be the move that, you know, where it just flushes to the downside because it can't make new highs. That's why I say you got to stay confident. You got to keep trying your strategy. You can't worry about, if it doesn't work. Like if you feel like that setup is about to kick in, you got to be willing to take it. But you do need to watch the overall picture of what's happening. Obviously, we're sitting at a pretty crucial area right now. It is in an uptrend. It is in an uptrend. It's bull flagging, uptrend. Let's look at Tesla again. Looks like it's hit some resistance. Actually looks like there might be a good move here on Tesla. Let me start with 10 shares. I'll catch it at the top of 739.22. There's the move on INO. What did I tell you? The minute I get out, it's going to get the drop, and I'm going to totally miss it. Totally miss it. So now we have a good scalping opportunity though, because we've got fear. You got a bunch of people up here expecting this to go long, and this just happened. So we do have fear. This is the most fear we've had in any of these moves since, obviously pre-market, but so I would expect for a little bit of a recovery. I'm going to start averaging in 200 shares at a time here. And I will average in all the way up to maybe the 70s. I'll put in another 200 shares at 64. And then another 200 shares, maybe even at 74. And we'll see what we can... See if we can get a quick pop and then a good scalp back. Okay. Hopefully Tesla will work out. I'd really like to get the ad up there at 664. Although, if it recovered that much now from this point, actually be that might actually be more of a bullish signal than I'd like to see. But I think, I don't know. Let's see. We could get a VWAP break here. There was the first trend. I'm going to leave this trend up because if it breaks through, that would be nice actually. Tesla affording some really good opportunities here. I'll look for a breakthrough VWAP. It would be worth holding on to this. This is one of those moments, by the way, when you have these hold on, let's see, Saugers alert. Set an alert for the high of the last 15-minute candle. Oh, you're talking about on INO, right? Like right here. And Sauger, well, okay, hold on, let me see. Let me manage this trade real quick. And here's the thing. This is what I was going to say about like Tesla. So you get a good little move down. You're up 40, 50 bucks. You want to take it. And, then obviously you pull yourself a little back closer to break even on the day. But then you think to yourself, no, I took conservative share size. I want to let the trade run. Because if this trade runs, that 50 bucks could turn into 200 bucks. And then I'll really put myself back to break even on the day. So, you're kind of thinking like that. This could be a bear trap, by the way. Sauger says I scalp trades, but I use 250 shares. So because of this your commission is $2 and 0.003 cents per share. It was up 97, but lost on some trades. The interesting, this is your level to bid ask shows different prices than mine. That's interesting. So almost 16 cents different. Oh, well, okay, so wait a second. Hold on. I'm hopefully about to get filled on that other 200 shares. Nope. It did not fill me. Okay, so this, I actually don't like this now. I don't like this now because if it breaks back out over this, that's not going to be good. So what I need to do is probably buy back my shares at 53. Even though it may run, I don't want it to, let me look at the 2-minute. If it pushes up past here, I'm going to want to reset my position. Come on. Get me out, reset. Get me out and reset. Came right to my order. Trying to get a reset in case we move to a bullish move here. I'm trying to get out my shares. And I was going to at least pay for the trade. Okay, well. Story's starting to change a little here. So if this pushes down, there could be a bigger flush than what I'm expecting. So it's holding. I'm gonna clear out my position there for a minute, and I'm gonna let it see if it pops back up. So Sauger, keep at it, guys. Done for the day. Good job, Lars. Good job. So Sauger, there's a 16-cent difference. I wonder if that has anything to do with the delay. That's one thing I'm thinking. Because you're seeing this about like 20 seconds. Is it on the 20, on the 5? Yeah, it's getting close. Sauger, so $2 commission. Do you have light speed? You have light. Do you have light speed, Sauger? I can't remember. Obviously, it sounds like you do. If you have light speed, I would get off the $2 commissions. I have straight. It's a straight 0.0045 cent commissions. You only want to do the $2 commissions if you're trading like 2, 3, 4, 5,000 share lots at a time. Because that. I mean, for obvious reasons. Because the 0.0045 structure can add up really quickly on share lots of that size. But if you're trading with 200 shares at a time, 300 shares at a time, or whatever, 400 shares, 500 shares, 800 shares, even, like, you're getting a better deal if you go with the other commission structure, and it's got a $1 minimum. So so even if you trade just 100 shares, then it's still going to just charge you $1. If you trade 200 shares, it'll charge you $1. Once you trade 300 shares, it'll charge you the 0.0045. Or once you get above, like, I don't know, 225 shares or something like that. So anyway, something to think about. Marvel's breaking up through all of these moving averages, guys. It's fighting. It's really fighting. It's making good moves. So VIPS continues to make good moves. This actually probably would have been good for a long. I need to really get better at identifying long setups. So I'm going to go ahead and remove that because it doesn't even matter at this point. Codex just kind of playing around. TVIX could be about to make a good move up, just because the S&P 500 may begin going down. INO, 5 minute, 2 minute, 1 minute. Yeah, this may be in a steady uptrend. Might actually be good to go long here. Your level 2 and mine are way off by 15 cents. It's either mine is behind or yours. Are you talking about on INO? And again, are you remembering that you're probably not even seeing my live stream until like 20, maybe even 30 seconds later? there's a delay in the live stream. So I wonder if you're thinking about that too. Okay. Out of Tesla, 241. Okay. All right. Today is just not the day. It's just not the day. You would wait for it to bounce around the 20 and open above the 9 in previous candle as a setup for ABC. Yeah. I take it you're talking about on the 5-minute, correct? I'll tell you what, INO is really the culprit here because I was up almost, I was like what, negative 20, negative 30 on the day at one point. And ended up, that's extremely bearish. Ended up coming all the way down another $200 after that. Guys, I may take another step. 5 and 2. Got you. Yep. Looks like it's about to lose its lunch. But I don't know. It's a pretty harsh red doji on the 2. There's a lot of wicks right there on the 5. But we know that, INO is choppy. So it's not recovering fast enough. Yeah. I mean, this is what we're looking at without the moving averages. There's plenty of room to test VWAP. There's plenty of room to test VWAP. Still in an uptrend. Pretty big sell-off doji on the previous 2-minute. Might be worth it to try once again. Maybe just 200 shares. Okay. And maybe if it pops up, I'll take another 200 and add. See if we can get a run up. Steady buy pressure. Steady buy pressure. And I think we could break the I think we could break VWAP on it. I could see this coming all the way down to test 8 again today. I think I would add again at the break of 50. If I can't get an add up here, I think that would be the next best possibility. So bear flag, yeah, bear flag, or well, I guess you could call it maybe could be a bear trap. Wait for it to touch your trend line. Yeah, I wanted to go ahead and get in just because, I was going to add up to the trend line. And then if it broke past these levels up here, I probably would have gotten out, which is obviously the previous 15-minute candle's high. But I want to let the trade work itself out. I want to see if it can get slammed down here. We'll see. SPY's pushing though. Not quite sure to the fullest extent of how it affects this stock, but I'll tell you what, if somebody did buy up here and was waiting for this move to move higher, if people were thinking, man, this is going to test the previous day's high, and it doesn't, and it starts flushing, we should see a good solid dump. But it's holding, it's holding. So doji on the 5-minute, light sell-off altogether, light volume altogether. So, I don't know. I think instead of adding now, I'd have to just take a loss. It's 200 shares, so I would take a roughly $20 some loss. This would be a great time for a flush, though. SPY's pushing. Again, not sure how that would affect this, but I've been watching it, and it seems to have somewhat of an effect on it. Again, light sell-off compared to the two previous buy volume bars. But even in the midst of buying it up, the bears are pushing it down. So this is what creates really good short squeeze territory, though, because if you get enough bears pushing it down, trying to go short, waiting for the move down here, kind of like what I'm doing right now, and you get enough buyers to recognize it and come in and push up through this trend line, yeah, you're looking at a grade A, class A short squeeze, or at least heavy short squeeze potential for that matter. Again, I will look to add at the breakdown of 850 if it can reach down there. But I don't know. Part of me is like, man, just sit on the 200 shares and see where it goes. Just because it's so choppy. It could break down through 50 and come right back up. So I may just sit on the 200 shares and see where it goes. And obviously I'm going to have to get out if it pops up over 70. So see what this is looking like on the 2-minute, the 1-minute. Well, what's the level here? 75. See, I mean, this is what I don't want to happen, is it squeeze up like this and then get pushed back down. and I get squeezed out. So, how far is this up here? 88. Guess I could risk 40 bucks. Really don't want to, but especially just being down on the day. I mean, I don't know. The mentality of trading completely changes when you're down on the day. You know, and I got to remind myself. I mean, I do. I really do. I'm good on the week. It's not that big of a deal, but you know, even so, you still don't. You know, nobody wants to lose money. But it really, you know, I guess in the long scheme of things, it's really not that big of a deal. I'll tell you what. If the Bears cannot step in and push this down, forget about it. Chat is not delayed. Matt sitting on the sidewalk saying, just jump out of the window already. Yeah. Bears take the window, man. Bears take the window. This might be it. This might be the suicide walk right here. There he goes, jumping out. But look at this. Look at this. It's gonna get bought right back up. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, come on. Come on. Help a brother out. Come on. I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait. I mean, let's see what happens. You know, let's see if it pushes down. Try to sit on my hands. You know, it's rolling over. It looks like it could be rolling over. That's why I said I didn't know if I wanted to for sure to add at 50 because look, poke through to 48 and now it's like popping back up and that. I mean, you know, this is about as ridiculous as it gets. There you go, coming up to 62. But still forming lower highs on the 15 minute. Could be turning around. This could be a little, you know, where it's kind of just turning around here. I'll let it go to 75. I'll let it go to 75. And I'm sure a lot of people are going to let it go to 75. And it'll be one of those things where it squeezes. Actually, you know what? The breaks past, where's the trend line? 70. This is this previous candle's high. This, if it goes over 70, I'll probably want to get out. So stop buy at 70. We'll just wait there. So I don't think is the YouTube delay. Okay. Because the message gets to you right away. Yeah, but I don't know where yours. Okay, so I'm going to message you Okay, are we talking about INO? Because we'll run a little test here. What I'm saying is, as I'm talking into the mic, telling you where my price is at, that does not get to your ears for, 15, 20, maybe even 30 seconds. But, so, if you send to me the price on the bid of what you're seeing on INO, send it to me immediately and I'll tell you if that's what it was on mine at the same time. Strangers Consortium invested in TVIX late yesterday at 107, sold at 127 today. Good job. Yep, real nice swing. Just realized the stream is 8 seconds behind. Okay. The inverse of this would be a long setup. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, this looks like, I mean, when you zoom out like this is, I don't know, it looks like it could roll over, but it looks like it could also kind of bounce around and then start making its way back up. So we may not get any kind of quick resolution on this quite yet. What I don't want to get is squeezed out. Some temporary short squeeze and then it ends up resolving. Now it has not broke below the 20. It has not broken and closed below the 20. I think that's pretty significant. But INO also, one thing I've noticed about INO is it does not behave like most stocks behave. It just doesn't. I mean, it really doesn't. The behavior of this stock is just very choppy. Doesn't follow the rules. Does not follow the rules. And I need for stocks to follow the rules. It's like, please just freaking follow the rules, man. Like, let the pattern play out the way it's supposed to. These are the worst days. Story of every trader's life, though. We get caught up in the choppiness, and then it's just kind of like, I mean, what do you do? I mean, really, what do you do? What do you do? What can you do? Okay, so we're testing 50 again. All right, you know what? I may just come out half. I'm gonna come out half. I'm at least pay myself for the last few minutes of time. And we'll see where that other 100 shares can go. Because I'll tell you right now, I'm always of the mind. I'm always looking for, okay, that's actually bullish. I'm getting out. Hold on. I'll show you what I saw in a minute. Let's see. I'm getting out if it breaks 62. Yep. Already broke. Okay, I'm going to get out there. So, yeah. Sorry, what I saw was this this immediate bounce off of that 20. And yeah, that showed me right then and there, okay, hold on. It looked like it was about to curl around like that. So, okay. Yeah, all we have to do is put the time in sales beside his screen time. And sales. INO seems to just try to trick everyone, breaks to new low, then runs to new highs, then breaks new highs, and falls back. It's just fake outs all over. Yeah, it really is. I mean, even just like what we saw here, what a fake out. What a fake out. These are actually the stocks that you can kind of get away with doing, bigger share size and taking quick little 10-cent scalps. Like for example, to go in with 800 shares here, or even up here at like 72 or whatever, and then take it real quick at 62. I mean, you pack on $80 real quick, just like that. But the caveat is if it doesn't continue pumping, and obviously if it continues pumping, but when you identify choppiness like this, it definitely can help. It definitely help determine when you can and cannot scalp, or when is best to try to scalp or not. Could just put the market clock above your watch list. It will help people know what their specific delay is already. Yeah, I do. I've got it right here. It's small, but what I need to do? I need to find out if there is actually a market watt clock. I had one in DAS. I had one in Sterling Trader, but I can't seem to find one in Lightspeed. I've never been able to locate one, but maybe I just didn't look hard enough. Sauger says that's how he figured it out. Yeah, so you could see, Sauger, there's actually no difference. It's just it's the delay. Light, speed, pesky, have like that. Light, speed, pesky, have like das doesn't. I don't know if I'm reading that right. Typo. Well, I'm reading. It said, okay, this is how it's reading to me. Light, speed, pesky, have like das doesn't. Light speed doesn't have one like das does. All right, got it. Got it. Got it. Got it. Got it. You'll have to pardon me. I'm a little slow sometimes. What was that from? What movie was that from? Oh, Dumb and Dumber. You'll have to pardon my friend. He's a little slow at times. The town is actually back that way. Still respecting the wedge. Yeah. I'm slow at typing, lol. On mobile. Oh, okay. Watching on mobile. All right. I got you. Yeah, no, again, it's still respecting the wedge. It's still respecting the wedge. I don't know. I don't know how to call it on this junk. Let's look at Marvel again. Marvel still making moves. Codex. TVIX. TVIX is good for shorting right now, actually. I was thinking it'd be good for a long, but I guess it's not. Hold on 1 second, guys. Okay, guys, I'm back. Sorry. So yeah, let's see. The past 2 days, the market is so choppy. Yep, Ali. Yep, you are absolutely right about that. Notergen agrees. Sauger. Yep, I'm on. Yeah, I had it on mute. Sorry, I was on a call for sure. Flip flop. I wonder what Matt has for a scanner. I have trade ideas and equity feed. Maybe I'll try to write up a new scanner for Matt's type of play. So basically, looking for weakness on a previous day's runner. Yeah, absolutely. That's basically it. I mean, you said it right there. You said it right there. I mean, look for weakness on previous days' runners. Um, as we can see, we're continuing to get the breakdown on INO. Now, I don't know if this is going to respect VWAP or if it's going to break VWAP. This might be a good place to try to go in for sure. I can't see this just skyrocketing anytime soon. And if you look here on the 15-minute charts, the longer time frames, like the bears just keep pushing it down. So I may go in for a scalp here, and a look to break down through the VWAP. See if we can get a quick pop. There we go. Quick pop. I'm going to go ahead and short into that. Just watch this be the time where it blows through the roof. There we go. Let's see. I'm going to add again. So we got a 457 average. Let's see if we can get a pop down. I'm going to call the bluff, but I may have to get out. If this continues to ramp up, then obviously I may have to get out. Watch this be the one time, guys. Watch this be the one time. There we go. Be interesting to see where it closes. Oops. Look at that. Look at that. I don't know if that was somebody getting out of their position, or I don't know if this stock is just getting choppy and turning around again. So see if we can keep getting crushed to the downside. Guys, story of my life right here. Story of my life. So this is the one strong candle. Look, we had a ramp up, pull back, ramp up, pull back, and then this third ramp up. I mean, this really is the story of my dadgum life. I mean, it's ridiculous. Wouldn't you know? Wouldn't you know? Massive buy up off of VWAP. Now it's pushing to new highs. Don't want to. Don't even want to test it. Don't even want to test it. So, glad I got out. But boy, this day is like pulling teeth. Gonna run through a few more of these. See if we've got any opportunity. This one looks like, this actually looks like a good long here. This is a good trend, but at the same time, it's super overextended at the VWAP. It is kind of coming up to some previous areas of resistance, so it's just probably not a good time to get in on a long, but might be a good time to get in on a short. Look at this. So like I said, we had two almost gravestone dojis here on the 15-minute, and then all of a sudden it just kills it. Just kills it. Pushes it right up there. So I honestly I shouldn't even be trading this stock. I mean, I've lost more than $74 because I was up at one point. I think I was up over, wasn't I up over 100 or close to 100 on that stock? I mean, technically, I've probably lost, you know, probably lost 150 if you think, or maybe even 100. I don't know. I mean, look at this. Just market manipulation at its finest. I have no idea where that came out of. I mean, like I said, you have a pop up and it comes back down. A pop up and it comes back down. And this one time that I decide, oh, this might be a good chance to get in. But that's how trading is sometimes, guys. It will literally have you thinking that there is somebody who knows exactly what you're doing, and they're on the other end just waiting for you to get in, and then they'll go against you. That's just how it seems some days. But really, it's just choppiness. It's just random choppiness. It could be market manipulation. It could be, I mean, we could have just had somebody who, an investor that is like, hey, this is sitting right at VWAP. You can get this at a good price right now. And so here he comes in and just buys up a bunch of shares, and he's planning on holding for a while. I mean, I don't know. There's a million different reasons why this stuff, well, probably not a million different reasons, but it's coming right back down, right back down, right back down. So, yeah, this is not my day by any stretch of the imagination. This is not my day. Yesterday was my day, but then it stopped being my day. Today is just not my day. Let's see. All right, I am going to let me see what else we've got on the scanners today. So
SPPI SP.
This may be a good one to get on to. This might be a good one to go long on. I may actually take a long on this. I'll get in with 500 at SPPI, and we'll just see where it goes. It's not like it's fast moving. So this one's popping up on the scanners. It's possible that people will come in here and start, buying this up. It's breaking through some critical areas of resistance. It may break up through that 50-day EMA, and I'd hold on to it for a while. So I'm going to put a little skin on that, a little skin in the game on that. Let's see. Not a lot of volume here. I'm really at this point, honestly, guys. I'm just grasping at straws, trying to make back a little on the day. But I would normally not advocate even trading like this. But again, it's kind of one of those things where it's like, well, like I'm up on the week. Like if it's no big deal. It's really no big deal at this point. I mean, it's kind of worth seeing how things played out. So worth taking a couple extra little stabs. If I lose a few more bucks here and there, oh well. This is interesting. This has room. This has room to run. It's not super light volume. It's like it could make a strong case to the downside. I'll give it a shot. I'll jump in on this too. So jumping on a couple different ones here and there, just gonna see what happens with them. See if we can get some good momentum to the downside. We could break down to, I think we could break down to these levels. It'd be worth a shot. So I'll go ahead and put LVGO on the stage, SPPI on the stage. See what this does, see if it continues pushing, maybe add another 200 shares at the break of 20. Where did I get in? 36? Okay. We'd really like to see it break 29.22. It would break that 15-minute. I think we could get a move down there to 28.75. So we'll give it a chance to work out. Might even let it go up to 58 and add there. But really, nah, I probably wouldn't want to take a chance past 43. Well, let me look at this on the 5-minute real quick. Okay, so 5-minute, it's sitting on the 9 EMA. I want to see it close below that. Otherwise, I'll probably have to get out. We'll add another 200 at 22. There we go. We're looking to push. Took that a little lower than I wanted to. Sorry guys, I was trying to sell on 20 and it bid flashed down to 17. Got a lower position. Okay, we're closing below the 9 EMA, so that's good. Okay, that's good. We want to continue to push though. Cannot hold 400 shares all the way up here, so. You can tell I'm getting a little too antsy to try to make profit on the day. I want to see a flush down here to 28. We need to retest. It's a thinly traded stock, but we do have, I think we can get a retest of 29. Now, we may not. I may have to get out, take a loss. Let's see here. Oh, and let me, sorry guys, I need to pull back up the live stream. Testing, learning, and adventure time, LOL. Yeah, for sure. For sure. So, love to see a breakdown. We'll look for that. 311. Okay, so I bought at the highs on that. Now, if it comes down, I guess below 309, let's see, where are we at? 309. Yeah, I'll have to stop out. Stop out 500, stop, sell. This I do not like, but if it can continue to push. It's a spready stock. There we go. Push back down on the 2 minute below that 20. That's what I'd like to see. And then obviously the 5 minute, I'd like to see the 5 minute break the previous 5 minute low. There we go. It's a good little move. Come on, let's see a flush. See a rollover. Let's come down and test 29 and then see if we can test close to VWAP. These levels here look pretty good. 2860. Really like to hold on to see if it can make that move. I think that would get me to a place to where I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm good. I'm gonna stop here while I'm ahead. Probably would take the first profit at 29.02. Actually, let's see. If it breaks 17, yeah, right at 29, it could crush through it, but yeah, I'd be more inclined to take 200 off at 02, or maybe 100 off at 02, and then take another 100 off at 82 maybe. Come on, see if we can get this, guys. Keep pushing. See that flush down to 10. We should be able to get a test of 29. So 28.82, because that would be at the crack of this base, and a push to test down here at 75-ish. 68.57. I'm just kind of thinking ahead right now, and I may be getting ahead of myself, but I think 82 for another 100, 72 for another 100, and then I will wait to see if it can get really close to VWAP. I might even take, let's say, 57 for the other 100. That's my plan. So I'm setting them out. I'm going ahead and putting the orders out. Okay. And that's not good. See if we can get another flush down. Can't believe we got all the way down to 10 and then this. believe it or not, I'm actually tempted to add here. It broke down past 15. This is light volume. It's dangerous, really, honestly, to try to trade with such light volume. Can easily be bought back up to 30. But it'll be interesting to see where this 5-minute candle closes out. Hmm. Can we still get a flush? Can we still get a flush? Got to push all the way down. It's valuable to know your thought process. Having a good plan is key. Yeah, for sure. This looks like it's failing. I mean, if it pushes back up, I may just have to get out. But I'd really love to see a flush to the downside here. We're about to end on top of opening up on top of the I mean, that's a doji for sure. It made a new 5-minute low. It made a new 5-minute high. But we're riding more on the 15-minute low right now. Okay, so I'm going to unwind at 36. Start unwinding at 36. Just in case this goes in a bad direction. I hate to do it, but hopefully it doesn't take off without me. Oh, come on. It's a bull day. Got to be careful for sure. Yeah. You ain't kidding, man. Does seem that way right now. See if we can get out those first 200 at 36. Man, what a strong continued push. So here's the thing. If it comes down now, I think we can get out those first shares at maybe at 30, 32. Or it may just continue to, it just may tank at this point, but I don't know, so I don't want to, I'm really just trying to control the risk here now. Ah, man, this thing is, let me just look at this real quick. Five minutes definitely looking bullish. Still feel like we could come down to 30s, even get in the 20s, and I could get taken out with a reduced loss. Ah. So I feel like now if it falls, I feel like it's going to really fall. Just because you have so many people thinking, you know, this could go long. Same looking pattern INO had, yeah. I mean, it's gradually making pushes up. It's definitely in an uptrend right now, but doesn't mean that we can't get, I mean, you see how whippy the stock is. I mean, doesn't mean we can't get a quick move down to some of these levels and get out, like I said, just with a lesser loss. If it comes down to 40 on the ask, I'll go ahead and pull 500 shares out, or 200 shares out, excuse me. See if we can get a rollover. I'm very much inclined to just let this play out if we get a rollover, but let's see. I'm at 32. Can I pick up my order? Come on, we don't even have 40 on the ask yet. We got out 200 there, okay, with an $8 profit, I guess, on those first shares. Now we've got a 29.18 average. Okay. So it might be worth letting those shares ride down to VWAP if we can get that. Okay. Now we're getting the resolution that we needed. Hopefully this will just get crushed. Would love to be able to hold this down to those levels. There we go. I'm going to take 100 off at 28.84. Well, let me think about this. If it breaks this, breaks the 20, 28.78 would be the first 100. And then we would go for 58, maybe even 48, test a VWAP. Okay. I'm going to let this play out. Just lost 40 bucks on SPPI. So that was a bad move. Let's see, Tesla, INO. INO still struggling at those levels. Marvel having a hard time holding above those averages on the daily. It's fairly significant. Broke below the 9 on the 5, but it's holding the 20. If we remove it, let's see what we're looking at here. Potential move back down to VWAP. Flush on the 15. May come back to that. VIPS. Could be double bottoming. Yeah, just a tighter stop and more on the short term. I take it you were talking about LVGO. It's basically double bottomed twice at 29.10, which tells me that if we can make a significant break down there, we definitely could fall to VWAP. I'm looking at the 15-minute also. But this could be the 15-minute getting ready to curl around and come back up. So got to have multiple perspectives on it for sure. S&P 500 has double bottomed basically in this area. Light volume. Come on, LVGO. Let's get a breakdown. I don't know why it's showing negative 23 on my P&L when the price action is sitting right where I bought. I guess it shows you where you could get out on the ask. I want to see a massive flush. There you go. Just flush. Plow through that EMA. Still having a hard time breaking through 10. I'm going to try to be patient. See if we can crack this, break through the moving average here. Make a move down towards VWAP. Looks like it wants to bounce off the moving average. It's the 20. We'll see what happens. May just be whippy, may just whip around for a minute. We're seeing the same thing we saw here. Quick buy up at a critical level. So we may have to endure another run up before we get another push down. It just may be the behavior of this stock. But I'm going to hold on to it just in case. I've got my orders out, 78 and 48, 28.78, 28.48. I want to stay committed to it. It'll definitely bring me back to, only like, down 200 on the day or whatever. So I'll hold on to it as long as I can. INO looks like it's coming from a flat top. This could be a flat top breakdown. Let's see. Sometimes it's good to zoom out and look at it on these longer time frames. You can see kind of the rollover. Usually when it rolls over, it rolls over. Doesn't mean that it rolls over for good, but a lot of times it's a pretty good signal. First time it's open below the 20 in a while, so that's good. -minute. I don't want to trust it, but I'll give it a shot. I'll give it a shot. Look for it to break 70. Do a good quick scalp. Put 200 shares out at, where are we, 75, so 66. And then 56. Low floats are hard to get good odds on, I would imagine, yeah. What about APRN showing weakness long-term downtrend, but a pop today? Must be a lot of bag holders. Volume 1.5 million. Yeah, I'll check that out here in a second. Let me see if we can get the flush here. There we go. There we go. Can we get a break? Can we get a break? I'll tell you what, guys, this is just, I don't know, is as stubborn as they come. Look at that pop, like right back up. Pop right back up. I mean, it fights it. It fights it. It fights these shorts with everything it's got. But if it breaks through, you know, we should have a good clean move down here. Oh, come on, how many times am I going to get bit on this stock? Last time I took position, we saw this. This time I take position, we see this. This is just, all right. Boy, I'll tell you what, I keep getting faked out on that bad boy. I mean, I am getting faked out like nobody's business. Which makes me just want to hold this one even longer. It's finding support on the 20. Hey, Keon. What's up, man? Hope you're doing all right. Appreciate you coming through. Yeah, this has turned into a disaster. Every single time I feel like, you know what? Let me just scalp this to make a little bit money back. Let me reduce my, every time I go to reduce my loss, I just dig myself a deeper hole. This really just is not, this is not my day, man. This is not my day. Thanks for stopping by though. INO has just bit me. INO has beat me up just about as bad as Tesla beat me up yesterday. It's just not, it's just doing me dirty every single time. It's so crazy. And a lot of the guys here who've been watching know, like Notergen can tell you, and probably Flip Flop. I don't know who else has been in here, but INO, the very last time that I thought, you know, let me take a good position, it shot up like this. And then right here, I said, let me take a good position. This looks like it's getting weak. And then it just, all this volume came in, pushed up, all the way up here. So it's just, I'm getting bit left and right. I mean, it makes absolutely no sense for me to even try to stay in here. I may even just hold these 200 shares as long as I can. Let's see, I've got an 29.18 average. If this continues to just lose slowly, this could be a slow fade today. I would be willing to hold it out as long as it took to get me down to a, you know, $250 loss. So maybe I'll move the first 100 down to 58, and then I'll move the next 100. I'll even give that a chance to run down to, I mean, if it continues to come down, I think this is one of those stocks that could actually lose VWAP and just come all the way down to maybe these levels here. So I would be okay to wait for at least a break of VWAP. So maybe 38. See if we can get a continued move down. Boy, if I had that initial 400 shares, if I didn't get out of it here, but kind of tricked me out. There we go. See if we get the first 100 off. It's definitely coming to test. It's obviously finding support here, but it could continue to fade, and it would be worth it to me to find out. So, I mean, at this point, I'm already down, 400 on the day. So it's worth it to find out if we can get another strong push down there. It was a pretty strong candle. It didn't really get bought up. It gapped up after the close down here, but that could easily gap right back down. Might even move. Well, I'm tempted to move that to, I was going to say 48, but we'll do 54. Just in case it tests the $0.50 and doesn't move, and hopefully it continues to come down and flushes past 63. I think if it flushes past 63, I should be able to get those first 100 shares out. I mean, I don't see why I wouldn't be able to at that point. SPY is still weak, still pulling a little, so that was kind of weak. I feel like that might have been shorts, just kind of buying back some of their position. There we go, 60, 62. Come on. Tapped 58. Buy back. See if we can get a run down through here. Let's break down, get out my first 100. Oh, come on. VWAP tap at 38. Might be able to. We'll even go for 28. We'll see if we can scoop that up at 28. If it comes down to 40 and doesn't look like it's going to break, I'll take it there. Or maybe 38. If it doesn't look like it's going to break VWAP. See if we can get the breakdown here below 50. SPY still pulling. I don't know if it has any bearing effect on this, but sure helps to think so. So all we need is a flush down into the 50s. Come on. You can do it. What I will do is, if it gets a flush down but it doesn't capture my order. As long as I see something below, anything below 65 on the ask, then I'll cancel my order and take it. Of course, it could be holding VWAP right now, but I just want to give it a shot, guys. SPY's still pulling. Come on. Come on. Let's get the flush. I may even take it at 70. If it flushes again and 70 shows on the ask, but it doesn't take my order, and worst case scenario, I just gotta wait for another pullback. Looks like it's getting bought up. Shorts could just be covering people who had the same bright idea as me. Pushing up. See if we can close below that. Don't want to cross over the 20. There we go. Stay down. Flush. Capture my order. You know you want to. Come on. Push down. Okay. INO over $9. Yep. You made over 400 on INO yesterday. Yeah, I think I did. But then I lost it. Gave it back to the market yesterday, flip-flop. Good job respecting your stops. Thanks, ma'am. Yeah, you got to. You got to admit when you're wrong. It's the worst part about trading. Accepting defeat. I am waiting for a flush. I still think this is going down. I mean, I don't know for sure. This could be a VWAP buy up, but I don't know. I think we can get back down to those levels. I got to say though, many people who I've watched to learn their strategies, their red days dwarf yours, and they're only trying to hit the same goal as you. Impressive that your strategy trading. Well, I appreciate I appreciate the encouragement, man. So I take it a lot of these guys that you watch are losing like thousands, yeah? For so long today that you're still not so deep in the red, yes, but still with potential to erase it or partially. Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. Yeah, we're still in good standing. I mean, even on the week. This will make, let's see, this will make it to where, well, okay, I said I made 700 on Monday, and I know I posted a recap video where I made 700, but technically I made like 8 something because I did come back in the market later and I found some other trades. I just didn't feel like redoing the recap video, like redoing the whole thing and uploading it to YouTube. But so again, all that to say, technically, so I made 800 Monday, 632 Tuesday, so that's like 14 something. Probably after fees and commissions, it was 1300. So today, if I can get this trade to work out after fees and commissions, I'll probably still be right at 1,000 on the week. If this trade works against me, it'll probably be like 900 on the week, maybe 800 on the week. So I'm still okay with that. It's not really where I want to be. But tomorrow's another day, and this is how it goes sometimes, man. Like this is how it goes. You know as well as anybody else. I mean, some days, dude, you just can't do it, man. Like, I mean, you're patient. You try to wait for trades to work, and then of course they work to a degree, and of course you see at one point you could have taken $80 profit, but then it starts going back in the other. Sometimes it's just like that, and then sometimes you have you got the INOs that are completely irrational. Although, honestly, it's for a long position, it's actually behaving quite rationally because it's respecting that 9 EMA. And that's something that I'm not taking into consideration just because I'm short biased. So it's a gift and a curse. You know what I'm saying? It's a gift and a curse. So it is what it is. But hopefully this isn't rounding out to go upwards. SPY is still pulling. I feel like we could get a little off here. Let me see. Note again, you say 700 to 1800, but that's in an hour of trading. The amount of time in trades is what really tells the story. Yeah, man. And I mean, my strategy allows me to pretty consistently make, I mean, on average, man, obviously I have losing days like this, and then some days are really good day. I have $800 days, and I've even had, well, nothing that you guys have seen on this channel yet. I've only been running the channel like 2.5 weeks now, but I'll have $1,000 days from time to time, 12, 13, 1,400 days. But I'd say on average, I mean, we're pretty much coming into the market, and you've been following me for the last couple of weeks. We pretty much come into the market making, roughly, 500, roughly in the 500 range. It could be really 300 to 700 on average. I mean, so yeah, you're going to have days like this, and they suck. And it's like, I mean, what do you do? You just have to really, honestly, you just have to learn to get out, which is what I need to be doing right now. I just need to get out, really. After this trade, after I'm hoping to reduce this to like a $250 loss maybe, and then I just got to get out. I have another job. I got to get to work on that too. So, Flip Flop says, I think. Well, Noter says, yeah, the challenge that I have is not becoming frustrated. It's hard. It's really hard not to become frustrated. I'll be the first to admit that. I mean, without a doubt. I mean, we've all got human emotions, and it just, I mean, it's frustrating. It's frustrating to lose money. It's frustrating to be wrong a bunch of times. I mean, think about it in the terms of like a human being. Actually, like when a human being is constantly telling you like you're wrong, man, like you're wrong, like that doesn't feel good, right? Well, the market, in a sense, on days like today is constantly just slapping you in the face saying you're wrong, you're wrong, you're wrong. And so it, whether it's a human being telling you or the market telling you that you're wrong, like just constantly reminding you of how wrong you are, and basically tossing your mistakes up in your face. Yeah, it doesn't feel good. It never feels good. But such is life. We take it the best as we can, and you got to try not to, I guess, in a sense, let it be a reflection of who you are. It's kind of like, I guess, in the same scenario of a human being telling you that you're wrong. When somebody's in your life and they're constantly trying to make you feel bad. Now, it might be constructive criticism. Like there are times that we as humans, maybe we have wrongful behaviors, and it's good to have friends in our life who can give us constructive criticism, but they're doing it in a positive way. Like they're doing it in a way that they're not trying to be mean to us. You know what I'm saying? Like that's fine. I'm not talking about that. But when you do have times in your life where somebody's being overcritical of you, you have to be able to step back and say, well, you know what? I got a healthy perspective of who I am. Like I don't depend on your opinion of me to tell me who I am or to judge and determine the kind of value that I have as a human being. At some point you got to put your foot down on that stuff, and the same thing with the market. When you come into the market on days like this and you're constantly reminded that your trade ideas suck, at least for today, you still have to be able to say to yourself, you know what? Yeah, okay, so I may be wrong on a lot of these trades today, but you know what? Like I'm confident in my strategy. I've seen my strategy work over and over and over again. Yeah, okay, I'm making mistakes. It's not working today, but you know what? I'm still a good trader, and I'm going to come in here tomorrow and I'm going to trade the same thing, and it's going to work. So you just have to speak those you have to encourage yourself that way. You have to speak those things to yourself and just that's really what I have to do. Even in now talking to you right now, I mean, I'm encouraging myself in a way. And and of course it was encouraging, note again, for you to say that, you see all these other guys out here losing tons of money all the time. That is encouraging to me, that we do keep the losses small in general. Now I've had some big losses, but in general, we do keep them small. So Flip Flop says, I think the strongest part of your trading style is you seem to cut your losers pretty quick and add to your winners or sell in parts when something's going your way. Yeah, that's very true, Flip Flop. And let's see, either way, you're holding your winners longer than your losers. Yeah, like right now, I mean, trust me, don't get me wrong. Like I'm tempted to just take the $86 and run, but I there's nothing in me that says you need to get out quite yet. I mean, if it starts breaking back up through this, then, I'll get out. I'll get out with a very small winner. It'll suck, but I really think that we have potential to break down through VWAP and at least test it. So, but yeah, I think you picked up on two very, very strong parts of my strategy. Yes, cutting your losses quick. And here's the thing, when you take conservative share size, you don't have to always cut them as quickly. You can actually let the stock breathe a little longer. Now on INO, yes, this is a whippy stock. This is an unpredictable stock. Yes, I'm cutting my losses quickly on INO. I'm not letting it all play out and do all this. But I'm also taking bigger share size. You saw me going in with like 400 shares down here because I was hoping to get a quick scalp. Okay. But on stocks like this, I mean, LVGO, I've got 200 shares. I was letting it breathe. I was down, I could have ended down at, I don't know, 40, $60 or whatever. I mean, when you take small share size, you can let it breathe long. You can let the stock run against you a good bit, and you don't really have to cut your losses as quickly because, obviously, I mean, for obvious reasons. You're just, because if you have to take your loser, it's not going to be a huge loser just because your share size is smaller. But another really big part of my strategy that you touched on there was paying yourself as you go. Now, this looks like it's about to curl around. Technically, I had to pay myself, and I think I'm going to. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and pay myself. So I'm out 100 shares there. And we'll hold the rest to 28.28 if we can. If we get the breakdown through VWAP, I might even hold it to 28.18 and get the whole $100 on that. And if it breaks up through these moving averages and over 29, then I'm just going to get out. So actually, I'll put a stop there. Let me see what's happening here real quick. Hold on. Yeah. I'm going to do a stop limit. Oops, stop limit. So if it triggers 28.98, I want to put in an order for 29, and that's going to be my limit. Stop buy. So what was I saying? Yeah, pay yourself as you go. Pay yourself as you go. Because if you do that, and then the stock runs against you, you can still get out and you've at least made a little bit of profit on it. So that's a very, very critical part of my strategy, actually. I would love to see this just tank from here and then triple bottom and push through all of this. I'm telling you guys, I would hold this all the way down to 28.18. So, yeah. I'm going to keep the stop there. I'm going to wait and see how this resolves. But, guys, I've got to move on with my day. So, let's see. Sauger says, agree with you, Matt. Good. Yeah, you were probably referring back to my little spiel there about, being overcritical and that sort of thing. So, Notergen says, okay, and I'm out. I'm ending the day down 341.17. Might hit a week of bad trades, but end up with 3 weeks of wins. Exactly. So, but really, if you think about it, I mean, this week has not been bad. I mean, again, probably after today, commissions and everything, I'm probably going to be down 400. So I'm probably sitting at about 900 on the week. It's not really been a bad week. Sure, yesterday I'm kind of disappointed. I wish I had just taken the $450 or whatever I had at one point. Really, at one point, I think I could have stopped out of all those trades and had like 700 and some dollars. I mean, hindsight's 2020 though. If those trades had continued to work out in my favor and I ended up, seeing that I could have had $1,000 day yesterday, then I'd be kicking myself. So you have to make up your mind on what you're going to do, and you just got to stick to it. Here, I had my mind made up. I'm going to wait for that. I mean, I could have taken $80 at one point, but maybe even 90 at one point. But it was just like, no, I want to see it. I want to see it go to VWAP. Like, this is my plan. This is what I want to see it do. And so, anyway, all that to say, this week has been a good week so far. Yeah, I could be up another probably 500 and some dollars if I wanted to be, but such is the life of a trader. And again, it's one of those things where I've just got to remind myself, you know what, Matt, you're a good trader. Yesterday, was a break-even day. Today is a losing day. But you had 2 great days, Monday and Tuesday. You freaking killed it. You're still up 900 on the week. Tomorrow's another day. We could still end the week. I mean, I can make another $700 tomorrow. We end the week up 1,500, 1,600, whatever. So, gonna come in here tomorrow, do the same thing, and I may leave this up today. I mean, the S&P 500 could do something volatile. I mean, if it starts breaking through the 200-day moving average and the previous day's low, and starts running down, I mean, I may find a good trade on the TVIX, but I'm pretty sure I'm done today. I mean, I'm kind of at that place where it's like, I don't know what to expect right now. I'm questioning myself a little bit, and it's just not good to trade when you're feeling like that. So INO, this might, I don't know. I think I'm going to leave that one alone for sure. I don't see anything in here really that's honestly worth touching. I wonder where SPPI ended up. Yeah, it ended up just continuing to get crushed. So LVGO is rejecting off the 5 or the 5 minute, the 9 EMA. So I could try again and make sure, I mean, if it's going to hold that and continue to go down, I mean, I could go short, but I don't know. I mean, it could continue to make its way down. This could ride VWAP, or this could ride the EMAs and continue to make its way down. But I don't know. I guess I could do 100 shares. I'd lose like $12. I mean, that doesn't matter to me. I guess it'd be worth it. I could sacrifice $12 for the sake of moving. I mean, if this really just continued to go down, we could. I mean, so it's $12 for the sake of making 100. I mean, that's a pretty good risk to reward. I think I could hold it, at least down to 28. So at least for like $80, $90. I mean, that's. I guess I could do that. You guys hear me talking about this junk like I literally said I'm finished. And here I go, testing the waters again. I'll do it. I'll risk the $12. And I'll just put my stop over. Where was this? 29. Yeah. 29.01. So we'll risk it, and I'll come back later and see where this is at. I've got my stop set. So anyway, guys, still going strong. Yep. Let's see. Got to head out. See you guys tomorrow. Okay. All right, Sauger, man. Have a good day, bro. All right, guys, and I'll be back later with a recap. We'll see how this trade ended out, but I'm pretty much done for the day. I think I've got plenty of other things I got to get to, and like I said, unless the market just starts going crazy later, I'm not going to fight this choppiness anymore. So we'll see what this does. We'll see if we can tack on, an extra 80, 90 bucks. We'll see if it can come down here and crush VWAP and make its way down. That would be interesting, and maybe we'll tack on a little bit on the day and reduce our loss a little bit. So, but yeah, I'll post the trading recap later. And yeah, Notigan's laughing. He's laughing at me. Yeah, I know. It's like it's the mind of a trader. The trader's mind. So maybe we'll talk about that. And Flip Flop, yeah, you're welcome, man. You're welcome. I hope to see you tomorrow for sure. Notigan's Adventure, thanks, man. I appreciate it, and no problem. I enjoy this time with you guys, and thank you guys for coming in and adding value. And hopefully we'll have a better day tomorrow. So, all right, guys, take care.